Namne Gaurātise Namaha. So there is something more that we will read some more slokas, and I wanted to comment something that referring to this commentary of the sloka 55, that the gopis are telling to Srimati Radhika to see the deities of Pitala and Ranganath in order to assuage his despondency. Daiva refers to things related to Narayan and other forms, such as the deity forms. His youth and other qualities are rare even for all the deities, but they are also eternally youthful. He then describes how Krishna is the agitator of even Cupid, with his other qualities, such as playful glances and compassion. The rest is the same. So there is one related sloka by Śrīla Kṛṣṇadasa Kavirāja Gosvāmī that says, Gopika bhave rei sudradhanishchai brajendra nandan vina anyatra na hoy. That means that the mood of the gopis can be only possible. The gopis can manifest their moods only in front of Rajendra Nandan Śrī Kṛṣṇa, not in front of Narayan, not in front of Ram, not in front of anyone else. And how is that form? Then next sloka, Syama Sundar Sikipich Kunja Vibhusan Gopaves Trivangim Murali Badan. He has a bluish complexion, a peacock feather on his head, a gunja garland, and the decorations of a coher boy. That means Gopaves. Then Trivangim, his body is curved in three places, and Murali Badan, he's holding the flute. So then Kṛṣṇadasa Kavirāja Gosvāmī, he quotes one pastime. Gopinam pasupendra nandanayu subhavasyatgastam kriti pikyatum kshamate duruha padavi sancharina prakriyam aviskurvati vaisnavim apitanum tasmin bhujair jisnuhir kyasam hanta chaturvir abdhutaruchim ragodaya kunchanti. So this sloka is explaining that once Lord Sri Krishna playfully manifested himself as Narayan, with four victorious hands and a very beautiful form. When the gopis saw this exalted form, however, their ecstatic feelings were crippled. A learned scholar, therefore, cannot understand the gopis' ecstatic feelings, which are firmly fixed upon the original form of Lord Krishna as the son of Nanda Maharaj. The wonderful feelings of the gopis in ecstatic paramaras with Krishna constitute the greatest mystery in spiritual life. So once the gopis were looking for Krishna, this happened in Govardhan. They were feeling so much separation. They were about to catch him. So Krishna manifested his form, his Narayan form, with four arms. And he climbed one tree. Then the gopis arrived there. They asked him, oh, they saw him, but they did not recognize him as Krishna. They asked, oh Narayan. They paid their obeisances. They said, have you seen my beloved Govinda? Can you give blessings that we can meet Govinda? Because Kṛṣṇadasa Kavirāja Gosvāmī is telling, Gopika bhave, Brajagopi bhave sudradhanishchai brajendra nandan vina anyatra na hoy. That the mood of the gopis can be manifest only in front of Brajendra Nandan Syama Sundar Sikipich, Gunja Vibhusan, Gopaves Trivangim Murali Badan. All in Syama Sundar, he who has a blackish complexion, Syama Sundar Sikipich, who has a peacock feather, Gunja Vibhusan, who has a garland of Gunja flowers, and he has a Gopaves, he's dressed like Gopa, and he's bent in three places, and he has a flute. So Narayan, he does not have any of these qualities. So the gopis are completely one pointed to Krishna, this Brajendra Nandan Krishna. So they just went away. Their mood, it was not stimulated by seeing the form of Narayan. But then Srimati Radhika, she was walking around, and as soon as Krishna heard the ankle bells of Srimati Radhika, he could not maintain this form of Narayan of four arms, then he manifested his Shyama Sundar form, because he is completely controlled by Srimati Radhika's prem. No other gopi can love him like Srimati Radhika does. Why? Krishna Vanchapurti Kore Aradhane Atay Radhikanam Purane Vakane. Because Srimati Radhika, she fulfills all the desires of Krishna. Then she is known as Radhika in all Puranas. Because all the endeavors of Srimati Radhika are completely, exclusively for the pleasure of Krishna. What is the sloka? There is one sloka in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I forgot it. Anyway, let's continue. One more sloka. Visvo paplalava समानैकवादधीक्षं विश्वासस्तवगीतचितसं जननं प्रश्याम प्रतिनावकन्ति कन्दालधिरं पश्यमः पति शैशवं मुरारे. We see on the path the youthful form of Murari, succulent with shining, extremely dark cheeks, with newer and newer beauty, who has firmly vowed to relieve all distress of those whose hearts have blossomed with faith. 5 verses now describes Radha's illusion of seeing the Lord suddenly, that means spurti, and directly, sakshat. That means there are 3 ways in that Krishna manifests himself to others. First comes spurti, then the intermediate stage is a stage when one cannot distinguish if it's a spurti, that means in the consciousness. Also spurti can be outside, but then there is the middle stage, one cannot distinguish if it's a spurti or is sakshatkaran. And then sakshatkaran means that Krishna is manifesting himself directly in front of the other person. So, out of despondency, she faints. The Sakis say, "Oh friend, that compassionate fellow has not at all protected us from a host of misfortunes. Now he will come suddenly on some path and make us happy." Radha then looks everywhere on the path while glorifying him, as in the following Bhagavatam verse. Bisajala payat vyala rakshasat varsamarutat vaidyutanalat brisamayat majat bispato bhayat rishabhate vayam rakshitamuhu. O greatest of personalities, you have repeatedly saved us from all kinds of danger, from poisoned water, from the terrible man-eater, that means Agha, from the great rains, from the wind demon, from the fiery thunderbolt of Indra, and from the bull demon, and from the son of Maya Danava. She speaks to the Sakis with a sudden vision of Krishna appearing here and there. This scene is depicted. O friends, we see the youthfulness, Saisavam, as well as the beauty of that age, of most beautiful Murari, at various places on the path. The word Kishoram or Saisavam indicates other items that accompany it in the manner of saying, "The lances enter," when the meaning is "the men with the lances enter." How is he described? He is succulent with very black cheeks, becoming more beautiful at every moment. He is devoted solely, that means Ekavada Diksham, to relieving the suffering of all his people, the inhabitants of Braj, including us. What type of people are these? Their hearts have fully blossomed with faith. Garga said, "Eshava Shreya Adhasyad Gopakukulanandanaha Anena Sarvadurgani Yuyam Akyastarishadha." To increase the transcendental bliss of the cowherdmen of Gokul, this child will always act auspiciously for you, and by his grace only you will surpass all difficulties. Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto, Chapter 8, Sloka number 16. An example of their faith is the following. Sudustaranna spanpahi kalakne suhrida prabhona saknumas tvacharanam santaktum akutobhayam. O Lord, we are your true friends and devotees. Please protect us from these insurmountable fire of death. We can never give up your lotus feet, which drive away all fear. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, chapter 17, sloka number 24. The internal meaning of Vilpamangal expresses an appearance of Krishna in Radha's association. The external meaning is a statement of Vilpamangal as he approaches Mathura and sees Krishna all around in a vision. The Lord relieves the suffering of persons endowed with the faith, as described in the following verse. Pratigna tava govinda me bhakta pranashyati iti samsmirta pranam samdharayami aham. O Govinda, remembering again and again your promise that your devotee will never perish and maintain my life. That is from Mahabharata. His vow, Diksham, should be understood to be as follows. Sakriteva prapano yastat tavasmiti chayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vratam mama. I have made the vow that I will always give fearlessness to the person who surrenders once to me, and says, I am yours. Ramayan 6:18, sloka number 33. The rest is the same. So last sloka for today. Moli Chandraka Bhusano Marakata Stambhaviramam Babur Paktram Chitram Vuktaha Sa Maduram Bale Bilole Drisho Bacha Saisava Shitala Madagaja Slakhya Vilasa Stithir Mandam Mandam Mayishkaesa Mathura Vidhim Mithoga Hate. Who is this person who is gracefully roaming alone on the path, wearing a crown decorated with a peacock feather, with a body which is more attractive than a pillar of emerald, with a face squid with a wondrous, infatuated smile, with roving eyes, with words suiting with youthfulness, with graceful demeanor in his movements, which intoxicated elephants' prize? Who is this person who agitates the mind? This verse depicts Radha asking a question to Asaki by her side, as she sees him coming along the path to the bower and considers him most extraordinary in ever-increasing beauty. Oh friend, allí vale. Who is he who is slowly roaming alone, that means mitaha, on the path? He is coming along the road with a graceful movements. He has a head or crown decorated with peacock feather, that means chandraka. His body is more attractive than a pillar of emerald. His face is squid with a smile which is wonderful and infatuated, and his eyes move about. His words are soothing with youthfulness. He has a graceful demeanor in his walk, his glances, and the movements of his hands, which intoxicated elephants could praise. How else is the graceful demeanor described? It charms the minds of the beholders, that means Mathura. Mathura means that which excites, mat, the mind of the beholder. The word Mathura is formed from the root mat, plus the affixes ur and a. All the phrases can be modified by the word Mathura with a change of gender. For example, he has a crown which agitates the mind. He has a face which agitates the mind. Internally, Bilvamangal, in his Saki identity, answers a nearby Saki, with this description of Krishna appearing. The external meaning portrays Bilvamangal entering Mathura and seeing the Lord in Spurti. Aye is an address to the sky, not to a Saki. Who is this person on the road? To Mathura, whose eyes are moving about and are languid with intoxication of love, that means Vale. The rest is the same. So, okay, last one. Padavada Vinirjitambuja Padmalayam Vido Pani Venu Vinodana Pranayino Paryapta Silpam Sriyo Bahu Dohada Bhajanam Mirkadresham Madhurya Dharakiro Baktram Bhat Visayatilang Ghamanamaho Balam Kimetan Maha. What is this mass of beauty before me? It has the form of a youth, with feet which have conquered a forest of lotuses, in a dispute and have become the shelter of Lakshmi, with hands, the perfection of beauty, engaged in pastimes with a flute, with arms dispersing a river of sweetness, the object of desire for the gopis, with a face beyond the scope of words. This verse depicts the words of Radha speaking with doubt after seeing this remarkable manifestation. That means Srimati Radhika is speaking this verse. Oh, what is this mass of beauty? That means Maha in front of me, etat. It has the form of a youth, Balam. He has feet which have conquered forest of lotuses in a dispute, and which, after giving up the forest of lotuses, become the shelter of Lakshmi. So there is some point here. Srimati Radhika is using the word etat. Srila Gurudev said that in Srimad Bhagavatam also, that means she's seeing now Krishna directly and she's pointing. When you are seeing something and you are pointing, that is etat. This word is used. So Srila Gurudev explained that in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Sukadev Goswami was speaking Krishna Lila, he was also seeing the Lilas directly and pointing them, because he was using this word etat many times, like etam paratano hirtu bhuvi gopavatvo govindameva nikilatmani rudhavava vanchanti yad bhava bhiyo munayo vayam cha kim brahma janmavirananta katharasasya. This sloka Sukadev Goswami is quoting Uddhav, that is telling, oh, how fortunate are these gopis that they have developed this pure prema, this adirut bhav for Krishna Govinda. I am thinking he's Paramatma, but these gopis are completely unaware of his Bhagavatva, of his Lordness, but still they have the utmost love for him. So this word is used to point something. That means Srimati Radhika is seeing this manifestation of Krishna and pointing directly with her finger. So his hands are engaged in pastimes of the flute and are the perfection of beauty's craftsmanship, or have produced the perfection of beauty's craftsmanship. His arms scatter a stream of sweetness and are the object of desire for the doe-eyed gopis. His face surpasses the scope, that means beside of words. In other words, he is indescribable. Or, out of extreme passion, in this verse, Radha speaks, first having a vision of a mass of impersonal sweetness. Oh, it is a youth. Then she sees the details and speaks with a realization of his sweetness, describing his feet. The rest of the verse is the same. The internal meaning of Bilba Mangal and the external meaning are easy to understand. So we are going to finish here today. We are going to continue tomorrow from the sloka 59. There are so many things to digest from today. So Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jai Jai Sri Radhe Srila Gurudev Ki Jai Vancha Kalpataru Yascha Kripa Sindhu Jai Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.